now we're recording. And we're recording there. Okay. No. We need to be of the thing together with both microphones and on both cameras. You do the first. No. Okay. Enough.
Okay. What? Start making a drink, man.
No. Don't you want to say a few
No.
welcoming words? No? You don't want to...
People be joining the stream, whatever. We'll just talk later.
You've got a nice bottle opener.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you having? You do the first. No. Okay. Enough.
Okay. What? Start making a drink, man.
No. Don't you want to say a few
No.
welcoming words? No? You don't want to...
People be joining the stream, whatever. We'll just start making drinks and then we'll talk later.
You've got a nice bottle opener.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. What are you having?
I'm having the St. George's Botanivore gin
Okay.
from Sonoma County.
Okay. And I'm having the London Drizzle
Hey, they've been around since 1982.
from James May.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that now.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Ta-dum. Ta-dum.
And these are Meyer lemons from my Meyer lemon tree out front.
All right. We don't need these.
It's hard to stir with these craft ice balls.
Well, that's what we've got.
Cheers.
We're back?
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're back. Oh, that's good.
It's nice.
Damn, that's such a nice gin.
Okay.
Okay.
You know you will have to blur the name of the gin out later.
Why?
Okay.
I mean,
you do what you do.
definitely doing that for the James's gin, but the
Oh.
St. George's is good gin.
Don't touch the James's gin. James's gin is one of the best gins. Don't you remember?
Yes.
Vividly?
I remember having to gag when I drank it.
Okay. Well, you had a different one. You didn't have this one.
I still didn't like it.
Okay. Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's a nice gin. I like it actually. You know, even with the tariffs and everything, it's still affordable. Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, come on, that's at least twice as much as that gin.
Yeah. True.
True.
So you see, it's better. It's
Yeah, the
it's more
Sonoma one.
expensive.
The Sonoma one is easier to get a hold of. It's cheaper. It tastes better.
No.
And it's local to the
No.
U.S. It's U.S. made, no tariffs.
Okay, maybe. I bet the glass come from China, so the bottle is not U.S. made. Maybe.
How do you know?
I don't know, but I mean, we can.
I think you're making stuff up. Just
When I first saw the Sonoma gin in the store, the first thing that came to my mind, it's a James's gin knockoff. It looked the same. The bottle design is the same. Everything is very similar.
Can you read this right here?
What?
Since 1982. When did James create his gin?
For whatever reason, I haven't seen this in the stores like until maybe 6 months ago. So, I mean, come on.
I'm just saying.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, plus I like James's gins.
Yeah,
all of them.
We like
No,
gin.
not all of them. So the London drizzle is the best one. Okay, the Asian parsnip that we've tried in the other
There is no
video,
such thing as an Asian parsnip.
there is an Asian parsnip gin
Yeah, there is no such thing as an Asian parsnip, though.
that we tried
James even admitted that.
in in a different video was okay. The navel strength was good. Okay, but the California Dreamin' is my least favorite. This is like not my cup of gin.
Okay,
Completely
different.
different.
We'll beg to disagree on that.
Well, of course we will beg to disagree.
So
Do you
before we get going, wrist check.
Aren't we
Wrist check.
going?
Yeah, we're going.
Yes.
Well, I mean, come on, wrist check.
Okay, what time is it?
It's 10 to 6.
Yeah, it's 11 to 6 on mine.
Well, 11 to 6, 10 to 6.
Okay.
You're doing analog watches. You could be a little off.
Okay, so my question to you is, what are you wearing?
I am wearing it's a Seiko homage. It's not a real Seiko. It actually doesn't say Seiko on it or anything like that. But the parts are a company that designs parts that were almost the same as the Seiko's 7S62 movement. They call it the NH movements. They're slightly different in a few different ways. The NH movements have a hacking module on there. So basically, when you pull your crown out, it will stop the second hand. So you can actually set the second hand to the seconds. Whereas in the Seiko, it won't do that. The other thing with the NHs is you can actually wind it by turning the crown. The Seiko one is only wound with the pendulum in the back. So it has to be moving to wind.
You see, you lost me at movement. Like movement?
Not movement's what they call the inner workings of the watch.
Okay.
Anyway,
that's good to know.
So I designed this as a field watch. It's kind of a plain dial, but it's got nice colors to it, and it's got what they call a NATO strap for the strap.
Hang on. When you said you designed it, can you be more specific?
I picked the parts that I wanted off of AliExpress, ordered them, and then assembled it.
Okay.
And tested it.
Okay, you can bleep the AliExpress part out.
This was before tariffs.
Okay, so and I have a question for you. What am I wearing?
You are, well, so I'm wearing, this is an N35 movement. You're wearing an N34 movement, which is a GMT movement, which has an additional arm in there that denotes hours, and you can set that for different time zones. So you can have multiple time zones in there. And this is another homage watch. It's kind of a Seiko diver style.
It's actually very handy, the second time zone. I mean, me working with the Asia and Vietnam all the time.
Technically, it'll do three. It'll technically.
It will.
Yeah, it'll do three time zones because the bezel dial. If you hold that up to the camera. The bezel dial on that can act as a time zone as well as the arm. Okay. So you could technically have 3 time zones on it.
Yes, and I should say, did you put this together as well?
I put that together as well.
Okay, and you gave this as a present to me.
Yeah.
Not a long time ago. Well, no, actually, more than 6 months. About 6 months ago. Yeah.
And you know, you wear it quite a lot. So
I wear it quite a lot. I mean, like, you have to wear a watch if you work and build watches, right? So it's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
I work on the smart watches, and showing up within the team with a mechanical watch, it's a little joke on my part.
Yeah, I mean,
however,
honestly, you know, Casio and Garmin and stuff are making their quartz watches, which is the electronic movement for a watch.
Yes.
But they make like the G-Shock line. They make a G-Shock line which has a quartz movement, has digital stuff in it.
Yes.
But it's more like an analog watch.
Yes.
Okay. And they've added in the health sensors, so you can still pair that with your phone and stuff, but you get like an analog-looking watch.
Yes.
Because most people don't really want to have messages on their watches and things like that. They,
No.
they always look at their phone for that because it's
Yeah.
bigger and things like that. And I like the practicality of a regular watch.
Yeah. I should admit, I thought this would break like within the first a week. It's been 6 months. It's working
The-
great, and I really like the back that is like all glass, and you
Mhm.
can actually see the winding mechanism,
Mhm.
like automatically winding the thing. So,
You know,
and it's got a healthy weight to it, and you know, I like it.
yeah,
I
mine
like it.
mine
Thank you.
doesn't have the back glass, but it is a titanium case.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
uh,
As an actual titanium?
yeah, it is
Oh,
apparently actually titanium.
titanium coating on it.
No, from what I understand, it's an actual titanium case.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where people shouldn't call me at the middle of the night or middle of the evening when we're doing stuff. But it's lightweight, but it is a little bit thicker than some of the standard
Yeah.
Seiko watches. But I like the weight of it. I like the lightness of the strap and the easy
Yes.
use of the strap. It's just a fun watch to have and to wear. And the fact that I made it myself,
Sure.
is really the thing that I really like about it.
Yeah. Sure.
I've been learning how to fix and repair old watches and stuff. I'm starting to learn the movements and how to take apart the movement and reassemble that and clean it and all that sort of stuff. But I haven't quite gotten there yet. But I can work with quartz stuff. I can replace dials. I can,
You got quite a
replace glass and stuff.
you got quite a setup at
Yeah.
your work desk,
Yeah,
at
I'm
your
enjoying it.
workbench. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew this would have happened. This will happen. Your dad calls you same time every single day, and
No,
I completely forgot to tell you, turn all of the phones off.
I did turn off the phone. But who called me? I don't know. I think it was my sister. Yeah, it was my sister. It wasn't my dad. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, but no, I'm still drinking, not as heavily as we used to, I think, but
We take it in moderation.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, happy Friday. I think this comes out on Fridays, right?
Well, we hopefully will have this edited by Friday.
Well,
At-
it doesn't matter
yeah.
if this is this Friday or next Friday.
Yeah.
So anyway, happy Friday.
Yeah. So we're still working out formats and what we want to do with it. This is going to be more kind of a podcast format where we're talking about things.
So
whatever topic that
what is
kinda-
it? What is it called?
I still like the FAFO, the F-bargarage and Flying Down.
FAFO Podcast.
Yeah, I think I'll call it podcast instead of stream.
Yeah.
And we'll do some logos up for it and things.
Okay.
But it's just us chatting away, talking about recent topics or anything like goes on. This is not meant to be informative.
Well, speak for yourself.
I don't know. There'll be some things that people will find,
Yeah.
but it's more us talking about things.
Yes.
Like, so
Oh, you should plug in your eBay store in case people wanna, get more of your watches.
yeah, I actually do have some merch, which is some of the hats. So I'll put that link in there as well. But I've got an eBay store now, and we'll tie that to the YouTube site. If you guys like the merch and stuff, we can do more, figure out different types of merch that we want to do.
If you like the watches that work more than 6 months, that's the place to go.
Yeah, I've actually got some Seikos and Citizens and stuff that are real watches that I've been working on and repairing. So, not the homages. But speaking about starting new things, we were watching April's Garage this morning,
Yes.
as we normally do in the mornings,
Yes.
and they were talking about the new Top Gear, the new Top Gear hosts, or at least the leaked.
You mean the new Grand Tour?
Sorry, Grand Tour, yeah.
The new Grand Tour hosts. Yes, they were. What do you think about it?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's the Car Throttle guys, and then
One guy is, I think, Car Throttle.
No, two guys are from Car Throttle.
Two guys?
Yeah, the two
Okay,
guys.
I missed that.
The,
Okay.
the one guy started Car Throttle,
Yeah.
and the other guy joined him later.
Okay.
The second guy that joined him, he was somebody who actually was providing constructive criticism to the first guy, and eventually he just joined the team and then became one of the personalities, which I think is kind of cool. I haven't really watched much of the Car Throttle.
Never heard of them until this morning.
I've heard of them, but I haven't watched them.
Yeah, maybe
I mean,
maybe I came across maybe a video too on YouTube, but I did not. It did not register.
I'm more of a Matt Armstrong, Alex,
Reach Rebuild.
no. Matt Armstrong, Tot Dead Center, Auto Alex.
Auto
Alex.
Alex.
Those are the guys that I like to watch from England.
Okay. Well, I mean.
But the third guy though is some weird TikTok guy, and
Yeah.
I just they brought him in because he's like a clown, literally.
Well,
I mean-
I think they brought them in because he is one of the recent TikTok influencers. I don't know what Amazon is going after here. I mean, maybe they just looking at a certain demographics or certain, age categories, and they
Well-
need somebody who is cool outside of the YouTube.
I guess he has some car interest in that he was an intern at Rolls-Royce, but I mean,
Yeah,
really?
that does not qualify you as an engineer. If you
Or-
score in internship at a company, that does not automatically makes you an engineer of the company.
I don't know if that makes you a car guy either.
It probably doesn't. It probably doesn't.
If you were to pick the top 5 contenders
Yes.
from YouTube, from car shows,
Yes.
from presenters, from
Yes.
comedy, from artists, whatever,
Yes.
that you would pick to be on the Grand Tour, what 5 would you do
As a presenters.
as presenters?
As presenters.
And
Well,
it doesn't have to pick a pair, but like
Yeah.
the top 5 guys you would nominate.
so I thought about after this video, like who would be the best or who would be, decent enough. And I still think that James May and Richard Hammond is the top pick.
James has
I-
gotten grumpy.
I totally see. He always was grumpy.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's gotten more grumpy than.
yes, but he knows how to put a locomotive engine together and how to build little things, and he talks about them all the time. And he can do this endlessly, non-stop. And I like
Well, that's kind of
that
the
about-
problem.
And I like that about him. And him and Richard, they have like this very interesting chemistry between them, where the Richard gets annoyed really quickly, okay, and the James is the knowledgeable one. And I think outside of their trio, so without Jeremy, without the orangutan, they would do actually really, really well, given they have a third co-host. So my pick, not top 5, my top 3, my plan A would be James May, Richard Hammond, and Matt LeBlanc from France.
He's not French. He's Canadian.
No, from France.
Oh, from Friends.
From France.
Okay.
It's been a long day for me, and it's been a long driving getting back home.
Well, I mean, he was Top Gear America.
Yes, he was. Well, no, he was Top Gear UK.
Or was it UK?
He was for a short
Yeah,
time. He was a
UK.
Top
Yeah,
Gear UK,
okay.
and the audience actually really liked him.
I loved him. I love
He
the
was-
fact. I love the fact that he would go out and get these enormous pieces of construction equipment and bring them on and do demos and tours with them and stuff.
Yeah.
I agree with you on the Matt LeBlanc. I can't pick James and Hammond just because I want a kind of a younger crowd to do the longevity of the show. I think it's
Hammond is the younger crowd.
yeah, but
Even
Well,
though,
what-
even though
what-
in the time of the Top Gear,
Okay,
when I was
so-
thinking, who would go first? Who
Okay,
would be the
so-
first one to die? I absolutely was convinced that the Richard Hammond would be the first one
So-
to go.
So if Richard Hammond continued with the show, he would probably still be the first one to die. And I don't want him to die. Okay,
I don't
want
want him to die either.
And James is
But he's
considerably older.
Not that considerably. He just likes flannel shirts.
No. James's whole personality is older.
Yeah, he looks older.
And I don't know if he would survive in the long run. Anyway,
Eh.
but I definitely agree with Matt LeBlanc. I actually loved Chris Harris from the same Top Gear UK. I loved him.
Okay.
I think he's fantastic. Okay.
Fantastic.
I love the
Fantastic.
way I love the way he reviews cars. I love the way he
Okay.
drives. He's a race car driver. He knows what's going on, and he plays the stiff, I'm going to be the joke board kind of guy.
No.
Yeah, he does that well.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
But I think that there are some other choices that would be good for this.
Okay.
I think-
I have plan B. So that you did not approve my plan A. I have plan B.
Well, I haven't finished my picks.
Well, I mean, like, give me a chance.
Okay.
Okay. If you won't approve of my plan A with James May, Richard Hammond, and Matt LeBlanc, my plan B would be James May, and James May.
Okay. So cloning is illegal. And I don't want it to be Foundation where you have younger, mid, and old or whatever.
No.
Anyway.
No, but, I mean, he would do great in a solo show. Oh, wait a second. He has a solo show.
He's got
It's
his
called
own-
The Planet of Gin.
No, he's had like
James
five.
is
No.
Jim.
James has had like 5 different solo shows.
Hmm.
And
True.
And-
Which is why I like him.
yeah, and he works well in those shows. He does. He does.
Awesome.
I
He's
I think he's good.
His show about wine, his shows about travel, he's got
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff.
But anyway, so Matt LeBlanc,
Yes.
Chris Harris.
Yes.
I like Alex from Auto Alex. I think he's a really good. I
Okay.
think Matt Armstrong would actually probably be really
No,
good.
no.
I like
No,
that.
he annoys the heck out of me.
You have to have somebody who's annoying on the cast.
All of his videos are staged. They are sensationalists. They just annoy the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Fixing exotic cars in 24 hours.
And
Oh, we fixed. I remember the other one. We fixed the gearbox on the GTR by erasing the codes, the error codes. Oh yes, I believe that. I believe that. Yes.
Damon from DDE.
No.
Yeah.
Another one. Him and Matt. Same field. Same.
Same. But I'm not saying they should all be at once. I'm just saying these are possibilities.
No, not even as a candidates. Not even as a possibilities. No. No.
I think, yeah. And then, honestly, my second choice
Yes.
is just get the car track guys.
So Tavarish, Huvis, and the
Vin Wiki.
Vin Wiki guy.
Ed Bolian.
Ed Bolian. I would approve of Tavarish. I would approve of Huvi. I would not approve of Ed Bolian.
Why?
He's not authentic.
That's what I love about him.
He's playing a role.
He's a
okay?
stuffy old guy.
You know, you go work in at a corporate job and you play a role. Okay, what's your role? He plays a role.
I like his role.
Okay, maybe his role is okay, but he doesn't come across to me
The other guy
as the one who is authentic, nor actually knowledgeable about cars.
Actually, he is. He's quite knowledgeable about cars.
He's quite knowledgeable about selling cars and driving cars, but not about cars themselves.
That's fine. That's what part of the hosting is.
Well,
I mean, Freddie's knowledgeable about fixing them, and Hoovie's knowledgeable about losing money on them.
is that a car show? Oh, this is not a car show.
That's a
If you
car
don't
tr-
have anything
car-
to do with the cars, you don't know how the cars work. If you let your car's maintenance sleep for years and years and years, and then you let the cars rot mechanically, okay, and then you have to dump 6 figures into bringing them back up to snuff. No,
you mean Hoovy?
I mean Ed Bolian
No, I mean Hoovy.
and his cheap way
I,
of not taking care of his cars.
So, yeah, okay. Granted, but at the same time, I like him. He's amusing. Anyway.
His Vinvi Wiki stories are great. Most of his characters that appear on his channel, perfect. His content is the perfect content to fall asleep to. Those storytelling things are perfect to fall asleep to.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of falling asleep and stuff,
Yeah.
our food is here, so we will probably fall asleep after we eat the food and then have to come back later.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's take a technical break. Let's grab the food so that the mice and rats won't eat it, and
Worried about the ants.
and let's continue.
All right. We'll be back after this brief intermission. Maybe we'll have cats. Who knows?
Let's grab the food.
All right, we're back. Yeah, so those are my picks.
Okay.
Anyway,
What's your plan B? Because I did not approve any of your.
that was my plan
Picks.
B.
That was the plan B?
Yeah,
The cut track guys?
yeah.
All 3 of them?
I mean, it's just cut paste.
And that's the problem. Because they already have an established brand. And Grand Tour needs something exciting and new and fresh. They don't need a Nissan Maxima rebuild.
Okay, so this is what you do then. Okay, you get Carlos Tavares,
Okay.
you get Elon Musk,
Oh my God. Okay.
and whoever's running Chevy, and you put them on the show.
Okay. So the XCO of Stellantis.
The one that destroyed the one that destroyed Stellantis.
Yes. Well, no. I mean, like, okay, he did.
Oh no!
He
get
did
Fisk-
much more than that.
No. So you know who the third one is?
Yes.
Fisker.
Oh, the Fisker
Fisker
guy.
guy.
Oh,
Come on, yeah, that
oh.
would be
Oh,
the
yes.
ultimate bomb of a show.
Oh,
they
yes.
and they'd all be
Yes.
working. They'd all be working for Amazon.
Okay, so the guy who cannot retain his attention for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah,
The guy who
cannot retain a company,
and kills everything. Okay.
and then a guy who just kills companies and makes money.
that would have been actually that might work.
Well, but the funniest part
Yes.
was guess who they'd be working for?
For Jeff
Bezos.
That's that's hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. After the first episode, Elon Musk, I see this.
you know-
he walks away in the middle of the first episode and never shows up ever again.
No. Elon Musk takes a trip into space on Jeff's spaceship. That would be the first episode. Do you know how much money that would make?
Well, technically not space, but subspace.
Well, but
mean,
still,
like,
it
not
would
even
be it would be Elon Musk in Jeff Bezos's capsule. Was it
Yes.
what's it called?
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin.
Oh my God!
This
You
would have
could
been.
that would be like the most watched show ever.
Well, Elon would want to be in control, and the Blue Origin is fully automatic, or control from Earth. So he would go complete nuts.
One, Elon hasn't been to space on his own spaceship. Okay.
Yeah.
Two,
Yeah.
you would have to. I mean, you'd have to get Elon to agree to work for Jeff to do this, and then 3, you'd have to get Elon to agree to go to space. Which, I mean, the likelihood of this happening is infinitesimally small, but still, that would be hilarious.
You don't have to make any effort to make Elon Musk to work with the Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos just has to propose to Elon Musk to have a fist fight, you know, like like they did with the Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
You know, he just need a little hunch. It's just like, hey,
Hey!
fist fight.
Speaking of the rivalry between the two of them,
Yes.
so Elon sent a Tesla
Into space.
into space
Yes.
around the moon or something.
No. Let's make a correction. Elon sent e-waste into space.
Well, technically yes, but beyond that, does Jeff Bezos then send his new truck to space?
Remind me, which one is that?
Uh,
The Slate.
Slate, yeah.
The simple one, the cheap one, right?
Yeah. The new cheap one from Bezos. What's it called?
I think it's the Slate. Slate EV truck. Yeah?
Hold on.
We have another intermission.
No. You can look this up online. Slate, yeah, the Slate. It's
Told you so.
$20,000 EV 2-seater. You know, I mean, he has to at least match him.
You know, if he would be sending his EV truck like Slate into space, and then the Tesla Roadster and the truck can have a drag race.
Didn't the Roadster fall back to Earth or something?
No.
Okay.
No, it's actually a piece of junk that is still floating out there with that battery, because they did send it into space with the battery working. They actually timed.
Surprised they didn't stick a solar panel on it.
They actually, they actually timed how fast the battery died. The answer is in minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, doesn't surprise me. Yeah, speaking of that, Amazon still hasn't launched its own satellites.
Rumor has it they're working on it. I mean, lots of companies are working on the satellite technology.
I mean, with the success of Starlink, you would think that there'd be other companies out there.
I mean, remember the first one was the Facebook with attempt for the satellite internet for Africa region, okay? And then Google bought that company called Terabella, and they did another kind of attempt to do that.
Yeah, but Google did the balloon thing, not the space thing.
Google did the balloon thing, yes. Before that, before everyone else, they did the balloon thing. And that was a fun project. Actually, one of my previous bosses was from that team.
Cool.
Yeah, and it was a fun project. They had lots of fun, spent lots of money, and achieved nothing.
Yeah.
Well, they achieved something. There was one mission. There was actually one mission on books. There was actually one mission on the books where it did help, but it was mostly a learning experience. Lots of X projects from the Google are learning experiences, and something good came out of it.
Google used to do a lot of research.
Used to.
They don't do that anymore.
Used to. Now it's all about AI. Oh, we need to do this because the YouTube algorithm will love this video if we say AI 10 times each. AI.
Won't forget that. Yeah, speaking about that and stuff, I should probably give an update on what I'm doing with the cars.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, last time I was working on the GTI.
Yes, on the Golf.
The Golf.
The Mark IV?
Mark 6.
My apologies.
Yes. I was wrong about the horsepower.
My sincere apologies.
I was wrong about the horsepower.
Mark 6. Yes.
Mark 6. Actually, the car is in really good shape right now.
Curb the wheels?
I did curb the wheels.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
I was coming around a corner
Mm-hmm.
that was really, really tight in a residential area, and I
Yeah.
was only going like 20 miles an hour, but
Yeah.
I couldn't make the corner. And I kind of came up on the inside of the corner and scraped the wheels. It was just kind of annoying. But I mean, the wheels is not a big problem because the wheels are actually the OEM wheels. I just had them powder coated black.
Okay.
So to get replacements for those,
Those
and
are
I may decide
Yeah.
to upgrade those at another time. But
Yeah.
so I've replaced the engine with a used replacement engine.
Yes.
Redid the timing on that. Put in actually replaced the transmission as well.
Yes.
I bought a new used transmission because nobody works on them.
How many miles did your old engine have?
The old engine had 160,000, something like that.
And it locked up, right?
Well, it was locked up. We did find out what the problem was.
Yes, we did.
So there are these ballast tracks on the sides of the engine, and they control oil flow, and they spin and rotate and control oil flow. And those are attached to the gears for the timing chain. So when those locked up, they locked up the timing chain.
Yeah.
So
And
the
you,
engines,
and you thought the engine was locked.
the engine was locked because I couldn't move it because the timing chain was locked.
Yes.
And that was
Yes.
controlling
Yes.
the balance shaft and the crank. So the engine's actually good. It's just replacing those items. Those items are like $3,000 to replace. So
Okay.
the spending $3,000 on a used engine was actually a better choice.
And how many miles the new engine
I
has?
had
on it?
47,000.
So
I mean, it
with
was barely
nothing.
broken in.
With
Yeah.
nothing. Okay.
Turbo, everything was beautiful on it. I did timing chains, rear main seals, all the maintenance stuff that you do while it's out. I also replaced the transmission with a used transmission because the old transmission was starting to go a little bit. Put the short shifter in there, put in a cold air intake. I replaced the intercooler with a Mishimoto intercooler, which actually did a lot of good for the turbos. It really cools it nicely and gives you a little bit boost.
I think you have a video on your channel about the GTI, right?
Yeah, we'll go resurrect that at some point. There's a
Coilovers, you did suspension.
yeah, I actually recently upgraded the coilovers. I had
Again?
well,
Again?
So I replaced it with the red Volkswagen coils, coil packs. They're not actually an upgrade from what I've been reading from the standard black ones. They're just colored red. Okay.
So you went from no brand something junky.
No.
You went back to OEM.
No. I was at
Shocks?
It came with the OEM standard GTI coil packs.
Oh, did it?
I went.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the Type R coil packs, which are the Volkswagen coil packs.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But they're an upgraded coil pack, supposedly. Apparently, they're not really not an upgrade. So one of the coil packs actually went bad, and I started getting misfires on cylinder 4. And when I swapped it, the misfire followed the coil, and I pulled the plugs and stuff and looked at the plug on 4, and it was fouled. So I went in, bought some new NKGs, a little bit cooler setting on the NKGs. Not cool, but cool for the way they run.
Okay.
And then I went and got the APR coil packs, which weren't that much more expensive, and they're an actual upgrade.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I asked you about suspension. Did you upgrade the suspension with the ignition coils?
No. I thought you were talking about the coils because I had that coil problem.
No, the coilovers.
Well, the coilovers. So I'm running. Hey, I'm running what everybody runs, which is the BC Racing coilovers, and I love them. They're fantastic. In the back, I've got 034 Motorsport control arms. They're all fully adjustable.
Yeah.
In the front, I went with the ECS stuff because it looks a little bit nicer to me than the 034, which is just a standard black stuff. These were, they're billet aluminum, which they look a little bit nicer. So I went with that for looks, but they're also fully adjustable.
And you went with the low-profile tires for your wheels, right?
No, those are stock
Those are stock?
size.
Why do they feel like I'm riding on a stool?
Well, but one, it's lowered, and two, the BC Racing
Lowered,
coilovers, you can
lowered.
adjust. You can adjust the firmness of the shock.
But you didn't.
We're about mid
That's
firmness.
mid?
That's mid.
Oh, geez. Okay. You see, it's a little stiff to my liking.
I
Yeah.
like it stiff. It's more racy.
Yeah, that's how you curb your wheels.
Yeah. So we finished upgrading the whole stereo, which is a whole other thing.
I wanted to ask you: is the boombox still booming?
Yeah, we actually added in the second subwoofer. We went with
Yes.
the kicker 10-inch in there.
There are a couple of them now.
There's two of them now.
There are two of them now. I have no idea how Danny retains his hearing
What?
still.
What?
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 Exactly. Exactly. When the second subwoofer, when we dropped the second subwoofer in, and the tuning was like the connection was done and the tuning was kind of semi-checked, I left. I didn't stay for the demo, for the listening. I told Danny, go listen and tell me what you think if you need any more adjustments.
Yeah, so when you put the subs on low, because there's an adjustment on the subs there, basically the rear view mirror shakes so much you can't see out of it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so
that's how you know that you tuned it correctly.
yes,
The whole car
resonates.
resonates.
It's completely tuned perfectly.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So the suspension's all done. What else did I do? I replaced
work on
the PCV valve cover is replaced with a setup for the what do you call it? It's the overflow for the oil from the turbo.
Okay.
Catch can.
Oh yeah.
I've got a 034 catch can on there.
Never do the catch cans. If you see a guy who does a catch can, tell him not to do this. Remove the catch. Throw it away. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Never do the catch cans.
It looks cool.
It does not. It does nothing.
And then I've got a valved exhaust on there.
Okay. Yes.
So
with the remote.
With the remote, yeah. Okay. And the nice thing about it is it's not one of those obnoxiously loud exhausts. Yeah. But it does give you a little bit more air and stuff on the exhaust when you turn it up, and it makes it sound louder than the standard GTI, which is really too quiet.
I agree. Well, it's a VW thing.
Yeah. So. And then I did have the headliner redone with the GTI tartan color.
Oh yes, your headliner is finally fixed. It's finally fixed. Yes.
Yeah, because that was falling down.
All the time, and with the audio system.
Yeah. So really, all I've got left now is I replaced the front bumper. All I've got left is body work to do.
Yeah, you painted your front bumper as well, right?
I did paint the front bumper.
Yes. In your driveway.
My driveway.
And it came out actually pretty well.
It came out pretty good.
Yep.
I was gonna go do some aftermarket fenders.
Yeah.
And repaint those, and then I thought about it, and I
those one of those boxes behind
no,
the camera?
No. They're in the garage. I ended up going.
We're surrounded by boxes.
There's this really cool area near Stockton that is basically car part central. There's like 50 different wrecking yards there for cars, and they just list which brands they carry. And you go in there and you look it up on the online and stuff. But they had the fenders up there in matched color, and they were in good shape, and they were very reasonably priced. Their shipping costs weren't, so I actually drove up and picked them up. But it's a really cool place to go because it's literally just you'll go to like one place is BMW right next to a Toyota place, and they've got like just the cars on racks that they're parting out.
Pick and pull.
It's not a pick. Well,
I know it's not a pick and pull.
They pick and pull it for you. Yeah, it's kind of cool that they've got that there.
Do you want to give an update on your drive shaft?
So the Volkswagen Beetle's actually been running really good. I haven't really had any problems with that.
Yeah, that's good.
The truck,
Do you
I
want to?
replaced
Will you do the
the struts.
reveal of your truck at some point?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I replaced the struts on that recently, and while I was
What truck is that?
that's my Ram 3500. It's a
2000.
it's a 2012 Ram 3500 long bed single wheel
Okay.
with a Cummins 6.7. You know, the ultimate in truck. I was down there working on the struts, and I reached over to grab the drive shaft to get some leverage, and it went thunk. So the drive shaft's a 2-piece drive shaft,
Yes.
and there's a bearing mount that holds it up, and the bearing mount had corroded all the rubber around it, and it was just free spinning in there. So I went to go replace that, ordered the part, decided, I'm down there with the drive shaft, so I might as well replace the U-joints. It's a good thing to do when you have a bearing problem because the U-joints can get messed up. And proceeded to find out that the stock drive shafts that Dodge puts in there are staked, and they're sealed in with this plastic stuff around the bearing caps. So you
That's not
can't
good.
remove them.
You can only break them.
Well, what happens is if you do it wrong, you actually bend the yokes
That's
like
not.
that,
That's not.
and
Good.
then it's not straight.
Yeah.
So the deal is you take your drive shafts to a drive shaft refurbisher. The funny part about the drive shaft is it's got the little rim in there for the clips for the removable ones, but you got to take it to a drive shaft specialist to get it done. So I had him do that.
Okay.
They put the parts in, and I just got that back,
Okay.
put it in the truck. But I've got a slight leak in my ABS module that I got to get sorted out, and I got to get an alignment done on the truck.
Okay.
So that, and then picked up a new project, which is in a bazillion pieces all around my house right now.
And not only house.
Well, garage, house,
Outside, driveway.
neighbors,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. I joined the Corvette family. I got the jorts.
There is no hope.
I got the New Balance
no
sneakers.
There is no hope.
Yeah.
Sneakers, caps, hats, T-shirts. One thing is missing: shorts.
Well, I had the jorts.
Shorts.
I had the jorts, and I couldn't wear them anymore. Well, it wasn't because they were jorts. Okay, I lost weight.
Okay.
I went
need
down. I
another
went
one.
down 3 sizes in pants, and so I have to buy another pair of jorts.
You need,
Yes,
you need a different pair.
I need
Yes.
another pair of jorts.
Okay,
Anyway,
cool.
so it's a 1988 Corvette.
Don't give it away.
Well, I got to tell them what I got.
Okay.
Okay, it's a red on red, red interior, red exterior.
Well, not so much of the interior now.
Well, I'll explain that in a second. But it was a 4.3 overdrive Doug Nash transmission on it, and the 350 small block with the TPI.
Yeah.
And all of that has been pulled out of the car. The only thing that's in that's on the car right now is the suspension, which has been redone.
Yes.
And
why is that?
Hmm?
And why is that? Why suspension was redone?
Well, there was a crack in the strut tower in the front. So I had them.
And why is
I
that?
took that to a shop and had
why
that.
Is that?
Probably because the guys that owned this had a GoPro camera mount on the top of the car,
And you
and were like off-roading it and stuff.
and you did not see it when buying the car?
Oh, I did. I did. That's why I got.
There's a glued permanent GoPro mount on the roof.
That's why I got it so cheap. Okay, I got it really cheap. Okay.
I thought you got it cheap because it had rats in it.
Well, that too, but there were lots of reasons, like the engine rod knock,
Yeah.
which turned out to be cylinder 3 bearing completely gone, which destroyed the crankshaft. Engine got rebuilt. It's still numbers matching. Had a really good job done on that.
You don't know this yet.
Yeah, well, we'll go on.
You'll have to find out.
We'll do a whole series on it.
You'll have to
And
FAFO.
Yeah, and I'm replacing the Doug Nash transmission.
Yes. Yes.
The interior, I rebuilt the seats.
And is this the EFI or mechanical injector?
It's TPI,
Okay. So
not EFI.
So mechanical injector.
No, it's electronic. Tune port injection.
Oh yeah. Okay. Electronic.
It's controlled by a computer.
And computer does what? Turns the fuel on and off?
Pretty much.
It's
not. It's not. Okay.
Mechanical injection.
So
right?
the difference between the TPI and modern
other
cars
one,
is modern cars has a fuel injector for each cylinder.
Yes.
This
Is a
sends
mono.
fuel to the whole rail.
Yes.
Or dual rails.
Dual rails.
Yeah. And it controls that. So it's not individual, but
Are you gonna change? Are you gonna change that? You gonna do something with it, or just leave it as is?
I don't know.
Okay.
There are some thoughts. Edelbrock and Holly have got some really interesting things going on with TPI complete fuel injector replacement system.
Yes.
It looks kind of interesting.
Or
with its own computer and an OBD2 instead of an OBD1 port.
Or you could put a carb in it. Carburetor. And forget about those gremlins.
I don't want to do a carburetor.
No, you can't do a carburetor. It's not a matter of want. It's a matter of can.
No, I can.
No, you can't.
No,
you won't pass smog, and you won't be able to register your car.
Smog's a thing of the past.
Smog. Not yet.
Close. We're close. They're going to get rid of smog. They're going to instead.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Instead, they're going to charge us more for brake pads and rotors.
And for registration.
For registration.
And road tax. And gas tax.
And mileage for cars.
And electricity tax.
And they're going to put in restrictors on your speed.
Yes, remotely controlled restrictors.
I don't know about remotely controlled. I think they're going to be remotely updating.
Why not?
They want us. California wants us to put restrictors in our cars so they can't go over a certain speed.
Yes.
Fucking bastards.
Yes. It will be called software update.
No. They want us to retrofit
Yeah.
the old cars that don't have the software.
This is never gonna happen.
No.
This is never gonna happen.
They're pushing it through right now. TK had an update on it today.
We need Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the office.
I completely agree.
Remember the times where there was no registration fee for how many years?
As much as people didn't like Arnold and got him ousted out of the office, I actually think he was pretty good.
He was pretty good governor.
Compared to Newsom, I mean.
You mean Gov Newsom?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a current governor after all.
What is that? What is that?
Let's call him, for what he is. He's Gov Newsom.
Which in Russian means?
A piece of shit.
That's what you tell me. I don't know Russian, so
technically, I'm correct. He's Gov.Newsom. He's Gov Newsom.
I don't know. Somebody in the comments tell us if that's correct.
Yeah.
You could be pulling my leg.
Do you want to hear my update?
Actually, I do.
91,000. 91,000 miles on my Subaru Outback that is 3 years old. What does it tell you?
You got another 30,000 before you're gonna have to sell it.
And why is that?
Because the engine's gonna be gone.
No, it's gonna be just fine. I'm gonna hit that 120.
No.
120K is coming. It's only gonna take another year and a half, maybe less.
It'll blow up before then.
No. Probably we should tell our viewers what is that all about.
No, we'll leave it as a surprise.
Okay, so
but we have a gentleman's bet on this.
Yes.
I think his engine's not going to last 120,000. He
And
thinks it's going to last.
I'm here to prove Danny wrong. And every week, or however frequently this is going to be aired, I'm going to be giving a next update on the mileage of my Subaru Outback.
And
one of the best cars for touring and for GTing
you know that,
across the mountain ranges.
Dennis, you know that even if you do reach 120,000 miles
Yes,
and the engine hasn't blown up,
yes.
you're still going to sell it and buy a new one, right?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. I need Subaru to give me Baja back. I want my Baja. Subaru, bring me the Baja, okay? I'm not selling my Outback until there is a Baja.
Why don't you get the Bronco Sport instead?
Yes, right, exactly. I want Ford Edge, yes, in a new shell. Yes, I all of my life I've dreamt about four-cylinder, crappy Ford Edge. Yes, this is the car of my dreams. Yes.
Well, what was that truck that they had on April?
The Mavericks.
The Maverick, yeah, the Ford, the Ford Maverick El Camino knockoff.
I'd rather have a Hyundai Santa Cruz than that Maverick thingy. Have you seen it in person?
No, but I don't want to.
Yeah. It's a truck it's a car that wants to look like a truck, and it's not. Bring the Baja back, Subaru. Baja. It was an awesome car. If they would bring it back, it will be an awesome, awesome, top-selling car for a very short period of time. But I'll be able to buy it. I'll be able to afford it. Ugh.
I don't know.
Anyway, well, I think maybe we wrap up.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and put this out on a regular basis.
Thank you
We're gonna
Thank you for joining.
like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Yes, yes.
And
Don't forget about the Danny's eBay store and the watch collection that he's gonna be putting out there.
with our merch.
The link will be in the description below.
Yeah.
If you're interested, you can go and visit my channel, which is the link will be in the description below. And
If you have any topics you'd like us to cover and you think that our opinions are worth anything, which they're not.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially mine.
our motto is we do stupid things faster.
Yes.
So that goes along with our opinions.
Yes.
So, let us know. What do you want to hear about? What do you want to talk about?
Yep.
Do you want us to do a live stream? Do you not want us to do a live stream? Do you like the podcast format? Whatever.
Maybe you want us to be the next Grand Tour presenters. Let us know in the comments.
Oh man, I would love that. Yeah. There was Michael Palin did a series called Pole to Pole.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up in the South Pole. And they had a outdoor toilet with like igloo type walls.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he sat there and watched the sunrise
Yes.
or sunset, I can't remember,
Uh-huh.
while he was on the toilet.
Very
and I was
romantic.
like, I really want to replicate that.
Very romantic.
That would be Grand Tour at its best.
So that would be one of the specials.
Yes.
Crapping out in Antarctica.
Well, I mean, they've done it in Africa.
While
They might have,
watching the sunset or sunrise.
they've done it in the North Pole. They've done it
Yes.
in Antarctica. They need to go to the South Pole.
Yes. Yes. Okay. You do understand that the sun doesn't set or rises in Antarctica.
It was like a.
It's only like 6 months night and 6 months day.
I,
You have to be
hey,
at exact time, crapping out in your igloo on the exact hour to do that.
It was that time of day.
Jeez.
It was, but the sky was,
The timing of it.
that
Oh my God.
agnostic,
Okay.
time. It looked
Okay.
beautiful.
Okay. Well, that's
That's a wrap.
That's a
Yeah.
wrap. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, everybody.